Hello and welcome to the D&D Grandma and the Family That Games Together podcast. For more about our history, please check us out on Twitter at D&D Grandma or on Facebook at the Family That Games Together. We hope you have as much fun listening to our story as we did creating it. Now, sit back and enjoy. Hi everyone, this is Vince, DM for the Family That Games Together. First off, I want to start off with a quick little disclaimer and apology. As you know from the title of our podcast, we are a family that games together, and we are a low-tech operation, which means we record the podcast basically with a single mic in my dining room. And it is currently the summertime, so the humming that you're hearing in the background throughout the entire episode is my air conditioner. So I do apologize for that. It doesn't affect the sound quality too much. You can basically still hear everything that you need in order to follow the story. It really isn't that bad, but if you're wondering what that little white noise sound is, that's it. Want to get a little Patreon business out of the way. If you want to support the podcast, Patreon is the most direct way to do that. Just $1 a month, a tier 1 donation gets you access to all of the Patreon exclusive content we post, which includes ad-free episodes. It allows you to affect the in-game outcomes by providing our players with luck points. You could possibly get an NPC named after you. A lot of great things that can happen on Patreon. And it's just a wonderful way to support the podcast directly if you're so inclined. So I just want to give some shout outs to Critical Misfits, Kelsey Emmy, I hope I said that right, Kevin Harden, Lisa Wright, Lissa Hogue, Patricia McFarlane, The Deck of Many, and Tom Lynch. Thank you all so much for being great friends of this podcast. We love all of you, and we love having you as patrons. Also to some people who've been great supporters of this podcast throughout the months we've been posting, Shedrick Pittman, Tabletop Loot, and the Nerd Asylum. Can't ever forget those. Can't ever forget those three. They've been wonderful friends to this podcast, and we always hold a special place in our hearts for them. Now, that's enough of me droning on. I'm going to shut up now, and let's get on with the game. Okay, we are back. Been a long break, but we are back at it. What's that face, babe?
I forget how to D&D.
You forget how to D&D.
It's been so long.
We're going to put her on the children's table.
So, last time on the Family That Games Together, you were notified of some riders approaching the city walls to the south.
Yes.
To the east. When you met up with them, you found out they were volunteers from another town who were riding to Whitebridge to reinforce and to join up, as they had heard about the march of General Calzine. And they figured if Whitebridge fell, so would the rest of Balkania, and this was as good a place as any to make their stand. There was a celebration in the city, welcoming these new riders to town, and at the end of which, on her way home, Lady Tremaine noticed a strange glow coming from your cottage, and when you all investigated it, you found 4 strange creatures, one of which wanted his box back. The corrupted box you had melted down. When you realized this was no longer an option, they revealed their true forms as devils. Combat ensued, a tidal wave was cast, a lightning bolt was cast, great fun was had by all, and at the end, 4 devils were dead. From there, Lord Mayor Harbeck Oakenheel gave you your next mission. He wanted you to travel to the city of Greybreak. Being inspired by these riders from Galveston Rock, he wanted to see if he could parlay and get some allies from some nearby cities. You traveled on the newest investment the city had made, the new airship. Getting to Greybreak, you rendezvoused with the Patrician Chamber and got some very strange vibes, thinking maybe they couldn't quite be trusted. And they'd asked you to deal with this bandit named Lashana Starflower, who was based out in the Root Garden, the forest surrounding Greybreak. Lady Tremaine had a feeling that you were being double-crossed, so instead of actually signing her name to the contract, she prestidigitation it, faking it. making the contract null and void an hour after it was quote-unquote signed. Yes.
Didn't some of us use fake names?
Yeah, but the name was... Okay, yeah, some of you did use fake names. I know Lady Smalls, McSmallerson was signed. And,
But mine was ingenious. Don't take away my thunder.
Your thunderbolt has been taken away.
You did travel into the root garden, and when you met up with Lashana Starflower and her people, you found out she was not the bad guy. It was the Patrician Chamber that had double-crossed her way back when. And she fled into the root garden for her life. You convinced her to join with you and return to Whitebridge as reinforcements to the garrison there. And that is where we're picking up. We are on the airship, on our way back to Whitebridge.
Is it canon that we had our adventure?
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask.
That is completely up to Ember and Sariel. Is it canon? Yes. Do you want to roleplay it? Completely up to you. The live game one shot that we played at Dralicon is in canon. It was a side quest that Sariel and Ember went on, and it is completely up to them if they want to roleplay the effects.
It's just us on the airship. It's not, we didn't take anybody back from we brought the garrison.
You brought Lashana and her people back.
To help reinforce. Okay.
Yep. So I will leave that in Sariel and Ember's court as far as what you want.
I think we should.
But for the sake of the narrative, I'm going to place all of you on the deck of the airship, which you now have about 60 more people with you, which is Lashana and all of her bandits, as well as 6 wyverns, which are taking turns perching on the side of the airship and flying alongside of it, and when they need to rest, they'll switch off. As Lashana and 5 of her people know how to ride the wyverns like mounts.
That's big.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Can I learn how to ride a wyvern?
Can certainly try. Are you going to ask Lashana to show you?
Yes.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing.
I think we should.
I want to snipe from the air.
Yeah?
I could. Well, you have wings though.
Not that long. I can only really fly for a minute.
I think that's a really good idea.
I think we should.
Okay. Whoever would like to learn how to ride a wyvern.
You have a
I'll
broom.
try it.
How
Okay.
big are they?
Yeah.
I
Big
don't know
enough
if
to
they'll...
carry any of you.
I'll try.
Whoever wants to, I would like you,
You have a
all
broom.
to
I do.
make an animal handling check.
Oh God. All right. I'm using my lucky die.
Wait, you didn't do Lucky's yet.
She means her actual.
Oh.
My actual die
Okay.
that likes me a lot, other than you.
Shut up. Oh my gosh, this one. It keeps rolling.
Oh Lord.
Off the table. Yeah.
Hold your numbers.
You actually got a good number.
I did. A +4 too.
Oh, you got a 20. I got an 18.
So I got a 20.
Ooh.
Yeah, high five each other. Go ahead.
That
These are
signifies
small
that
thrills,
you're
cheap
proficient
little
and
thrills.
But yeah, you
All right?
have a number.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Small, cheap little thrill of flying a beast.
Okay, now animal handling checks.
15.
14.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
10. Oh, 10.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay.
20.
Okay.
She's a
Oh, jeez.
broom.
You have a broom.
Sashim, Nulara, and Umbra. You take to it pretty easily. You get that. You each, all 6 of you take turns riding out with Lashana, and you do a few passes around. Tor, you take to it more than was expected, but you might need a little more practice before getting on one by yourself. Ember, ditto. Sariel, you get like maybe 30 feet off the airship and almost fall off. Lashana's got to like readjust it for you.
Okay, it's not like a horse that I'm used to.
Yeah, I understand that. How about we go back? That's enough for today.
So there was a couple days ago where, with Ember, I was flying together with her and practicing our aerial shots. Remember?
Correct. Yes.
So can I not only fly but practice aerial shots from it as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Make
Because I have about, how long did we do that for? Like a day or afternoon?
We did for a few hours.
We did it like for hours, right? So I should be pretty good at aerial shots.
Yeah, actually, you won't even need to roll a check for that. You know how. Yeah, you know how to roll.
I
You're
think
fine
we
with that.
practiced me flying you up to a tree and literally dropping you on the tree
Yeah.
and you being able to catch it and then still take shots.
Yeah, right?
That's what we practiced.
Yeah.
Are they tame? Are they feral?
They're sort of an in between. They're tamed feral creatures who respond if you know how to work with them.
Okay.
Which is kind of where the other three are having issues, whereas you, Umbra, and Nulara take to it pretty well. And you guys think you might be able to ride one by yourselves.
Dang it.
Whereas Tor, Sariel, and Ember might need assistance from one of the others.
I went to the finest riding school in White Bridge. What is this nonsense?
Not
have
for
wings.
wyverns, dear.
Yeah, it really shows.
Thanks, Asheen.
On the deck of the airship, anyone want to do anything else? Any conversations want to be had as you're slowly making your way back to the city?
So I'm guessing like everybody is waking up in the morning and like coming out, and I think we're gonna wait for everyone to arrive and then say, okay guys, we need to sit you down and talk to you guys about something.
Guys, some crazy stuff happened.
I don't know if you guys felt it, but the ship actually had like a surge last night of like a really powerful like energy, and
I think they call it like a wormhole. It was awful.
we kind of got like sent or brought to the other side of the world. And while we were there, we kind of showed up in a war zone. And we met two soldiers who were kind of on a mission to save their temple. And we went and we didn't do too good, but we got pretty beat up.
Thank goodness that the other two were there because we would have died.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of it because I was kind of out of it for a while. But yeah, we went, we helped them, defeat this guy. And I guess he was trying to like summon a demon?
Because they completely desecrated this temple. It was the temple Ball, I think.
Ball.
And they were completely desecrating it. They were summoning weird things. There was a black oozy liquid that one of the soldiers...
They were trying to grab
They were
it.
trying to grab the soldier into the black oozy liquid. I mean, I tried to get it out, but I didn't do so well. But thank God. But there was this other guy, and he was super stoic and a little scary.
Super stoic. And the girl was really quiet,
She was super quiet. I couldn't really hear her. But all of this happened, and then, like, we're back.
No, I think the most important part of this is that when we finally walked out of the temple, like, stopping the ritual, we walked out and we saw, like, gigantic gods fighting in the sky. And it was, like, insane. It was like a thunderstorm, but, like, with people causing it. It was insane. And then as we were watching it, we just zapped back here.
So, that happened.
I mean, it took about, an hour?
I didn't have my sundial on me, so I couldn't tell you.
So this,
So I hope you all slept well.
can you summon this wormhole at will, or just
No.
appear?
We were just standing around having a pleasant conversation about our pending doom, and we got sucked to another part of the world.
Can I just a pleasant conversation about our impending doom?
Yeah.
I believe,
Did I not
I believe that's
pronounce
what
it
the
correctly?
bards call an oxymoron.
The Bard College that I went to.
The bard college.
For-
Okay,
Badass.
so rather, okay,
Just
you
something to
weren't
think about.
drinking and you weren't dreaming, so this wormhole appears and you go in, and this temple is under siege.
Completely desecrated.
Yes.
And it's nothing to do with General Kelzing.
Well, the only thing I was suspicious about is, do you remember the guy who we were fighting, and when he took off his helmet, he looked like Tor?
Oh, so there was this thing that was coming at me and it really destroyed me. But when it took off its helmet and it looked like Tor. But then the guy that was with us hit the thing and it turned and it came back and then it had your head. It was very weird.
And then we were like, what is happening here? So we chopped off your head, sorry. And then
it
like
went flying. Let me
rolled.
tell you, your head has air.
Wait.
What?
Sasha? It looked like Tor, and then it looked like
And
Sasha.
it changed.
Yeah, I think it was like some sort of like changing beast, and then like I don't know what it was, but it honestly disappeared after that. Like we went over to look at the head again to see what was this thing, and it was gone. And then in the body, the frame of the actual body was also disappeared.
It didn't just look like a Goliath, it looked like Tor.
Specifically
Yes.
Tor.
The red hair,
The red hair.
everything.
And it was like, we flat out recognized him, and I thought, like, am I in the past? Am I in the future? Like, what is happening?
Did I have my necklace?
It did not.
It
Ah.
had
But you
armor.
had armor on, which was really freaking me out, because you don't wear armor. Clearly, you're naked.
That's interesting.
But we
Didn't
got
have the necklace.
super mad at you.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. I was honestly heartbroken. I stopped fighting. I didn't know what to do.
Okay. Now that you tell us the story, what is your plan of action?
For that, I don't even know. I don't even know how you get back there. And personally, we have a lot going forward. And I guess we just wanted to tell you because you never know. Crazier things have happened. We are fighting General Calzim, and Lord Cormion is still around. So
I think all of this is like pulling our focus to this moment right now. So I think that we need to focus on this, but I mean, I'm not even like saying like metagaming or anything. I truly believe it's just knowledge we need to keep for the future. If we hear about gods fighting, if we hear about something going down in another part of the world, we at least can identify these people and say, this is the small tidbit of information that we already know.
back burner
Knowledge is
information.
power.
Yeah.
But you felt like it was at the same time as now
It was
versus
comfy. Yeah, but
you guys seeing a vision of the future or something like that.
I feel like we were there.
Yeah.
I feel like we were actually there. I did get injured. I did get healed. So I feel like
But did you feel like the wormhole took you to the future, or just took you to the other side?
Other side of the world.
Yeah.
Were we fighting with you before we turned against you?
No, you guys
No.
weren't there until we saw this thing
Took off his
change
helmet.
into Tor and then change into you.
Yeah. And he used a different voice. I honestly think that it was, I mean, looking back on it now, I think maybe it was more of a person trying to get into our brains and make us scared.
Mm.
Like they were maybe trying to read our minds, but I don't know of any creature like that. I just know it was very scary that he was able to change his appearance to something that we only could see in our minds.
So maybe I was kind of thinking, given that, I mean, before this I really didn't know about shapeshifters, but given that they exist and now they have taken the form of people in our party, maybe we should have a code word.
Okay. What do you want our code word to be?
What is something that only we would know?
Pickles.
Pickles?
Is this good enough word?
Like essentially, like to make sure that none of us are in disguise. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like we're
Changing.
we have an inkling that the person coming after us might be a shapeshifter and not our party member. We could
Okay.
just say it. Say it. Pickle.
Why don't we say declare who you are?
Or say it. I mean, you're in the heat
Well, that
of battle.
seems like
Say the word.
I'll be confused if you say it. I'll be like, say what, you crazy lady?
But you know that I'm saying say it. So to mean like scream out to the heavens above, pickles.
Do you want it to be pickles or do you want it to be something else?
I don't really care. I just want to not kill you guys.
I like pickles.
I like pickles too.
All right, there we go. The
Garlic.
vote is taken. Pickles it
Yes.
is.
Garlic.
Garlic.
Garlic pickles.
Garlic pickles?
So that's what happened. Hope you all got a great night's sleep.
Yes.
always
Speaking
sleep.
of which, did I get sleep?
Did we sleep?
Yes. Yeah.
You're gonna give me a long rest?
Thank goodness you needed.
I do. I use my
I certainly needed as well.
I used my spells. Depending upon how long we're on the airship, I might go. Do I have like a room or a cabin that I can like get privacy?
Sure. Yeah.
I'd like to sit and talk to Samadria.
Okay.
I just want to talk to her about how important it is in the pending battle. And I want to tell her, like, let me have some of my flame back. Like, don't hold me back. Let me have as much fire as I can handle in order to fight this battle and save the city properly.
Make a charisma check.
Listen, I trusted you and you kind of pooped. So let me trust you again.
You pooped.
So what would the total check be? 5?
Charisma? 5.
There's no answer as you speak to her. You feel a slight warming sensation in your palms. You're not sure if maybe you're close to what would constitute the engine room with the gears, or if she's silently sending you a message of some sort, but you do feel a warmth in your palms and your fingertips.
Sasheen, I would like to ask you a question. So I have this rapier, and I don't really use weapons, and I think I might have to use a weapon. Can you please,
You want a lesson?
Yeah.
Let me look at that.
Legend Keeper.
It's a nice piece.
It is very nice, Sasheen. It is a very nice weapon. A little light for your taste.
Right,
You prefer the heavy Hassan chops.
Yeah.
But for
Doesn't have the heft. But for her,
for a duelist who's Dexy, it is a very well-crafted weapon.
what we're gonna do you know how to handle said rapier, or other than just holding it in your hand? Do you know how to handle it? Do you know the weight? How to hold it properly?
Given with my background, I think I would have some sort of lessons and
Okay.
just like basic.
Yes.
Kind
you
of.
have, you know how to wield it, and especially in like a classroom setting.
Mhm.
You're not battle tested. You've never put that into another person.
Did you do more for defense or offense?
Defense.
All right. What we do is going to sharpen this up a little bit, and here, throw it back at you. Grab it. Don't drop it.
I got it.
Let's go to the other side of the ship. I'll give you some quick pointers on
Thanks.
how to stab.
I'll watch.
Some
Okay.
defense, but we're going to teach you how
that's
to go
nice.
after people. Quick, long, to the throat or to the stomach.
Thanks, Sasheen.
Come on, let's go.
Oh no.
Let's have some fun with this. Make a dexterity check.
Oh crap.
Oh boy.
13?
13. Okay, that's enough. You're proficient with the weapon, like in terms of the mechanics of the game. Bards know how to wield rapiers, so you're not going to get a mechanical benefit in that standpoint from training with Sasheen. However, I'm all about rewarding characters when they do things like this. So, mechanically, since you said defense, what I'm going to say is whenever you are wielding Legend Keeper, you will get a +1 to your AC. Sasheen has taught you how to be more defensive with it. You've learned how to parry. You've learned how to do some flourishes with it. So now you're a little bit more guarded when you are wielding it. So whenever you are fighting with Legend Keeper in your hand, you get a +1 to your AC.
Thanks, Sasheen.
It's a rapier, right?
There's a rapier. Yes.
Good.
It's sword, right?
Zora. Think Zora.
Zora,
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything else? This is
No,
kinda cool.
I was
want to
good.
ask Lashana if she thinks I could use one of her wyverns for the battle.
Well, they are rough and rugged, but you did pretty good on it before. Sure. Maybe you could ride out with me.
Yeah.
I was planning on keeping to the skies myself.
Yeah, keep to the skies. I might get off or snipe from a tree or something like that, but I just want to have access to one to, get me to where I need to be, or, maybe fly out and scout ahead, that kind of thing.
Sure. Let's see if you could take out as many Duergars as I can.
Oh, we'll keep a tally. 1 gold piece per dead thing.
Ooh, I like your stuff.
Ooh, damn, that works.
Ooh.
She's our treasurer?
This is interesting.
You know, I saw a movie
No,
once
I'm
about
actually
two
not
allies
keeping
that were
a track.
keeping tabs on each other when they were in a big war. Okay, well, 1 gold piece per dead thing wager.
All right.
Damn.
Dead things make you dead things. Nulara or Tor, do you have anything?
I'm thinking if anybody feels that they want to talk or get blessed and put their minds in the right place, they can come see me.
Okay.
And I can try to clear their minds, help them clear their minds, and get ready for whatever's ahead of us.
Chaplain.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we... I think that's a really good idea. Do you want maybe all of us to sit together and do it?
They could do it all together, or you can do it individually. Since everybody's doing something, maybe as you become available, just let me know and come see me.
Okay.
I like them all together.
I like them all together. Kind of a little,
Oh, you like that?
Sounds good.
Let's go.
a little
Wouldn't
bit of
hurt.
like
I don't believe in
concentration.
it, but
Yeah,
it
sometimes the mind needs
Gonna carry
that
force.
push more than the body.
Absolutely.
No answer.
And
Can we all hold hands?
if you want to, you are
No kumbaya.
Oh
Oh,
no,
right.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
No kumbaya moments.
Now,
a few of Lashana's people join you, including the big ogre whose shoulder she was riding on when you first saw her.
Yeah.
Pog, he joins you. And Nulara gives for lack of a better word, a service. A little benediction to Eldath,
No, not Maria.
calling on Eldath's help for strength and assistance and calming in the coming strife. As you're all enjoying the serenity of the skies and the clouds now that you know what you're riding into is not going to be calm and is not going to be serene.
And the whole time, Sariel is going to be kind of like thumbing her family crest and just like kind of whispering over and over and over as she's giving her benedictions.
Okay. Tor, do you have anything specific, or you don't have to? I don't want to leave you out if you had something.
no,
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll check the mechanics of the ship and see how it's run, see if I can help.
Okay.
That's something.
Use my strength
Yeah,
if they
that's
need.
Beaver.
Like work out?
Oh, okay. No, he's
Well, yeah, as part of a workout.
okay. Cool.
I'm making
Whatever these guys have heavy things to move around and stuff.
Yeah, they're
Afraid, or I don't know what the ship.
no, it's fine.
Sign this ship.
They're a little wary of letting you near the mechanical gears of the ship.
Right.
But there is stuff to help with down below, like
Muscle.
moving materials back and
Yeah.
forth. The
Use that
natural-
as my strength.
Absolutely, sure. So you get your workout in.
All right,
Tor's
cool.
Tor's not one to miss leg day.
Right.
He'll skip cardio day, but not leg day.
Right.
I'm in the back listening to the sermon,
Okay.
but I have my hand on the hilt, but my mind is on other things.
On the second day of your journey back to Whitebridge, the terrain below you begins to get more familiar. You see
Closer.
eventually the Lopa River comes out in the distance. You can see the glowing water. And you begin to make the turn, which would be northwest slightly. And you can feel the ship begin to descend. Captain Hamill with his oversized tri-corner hat, he keeps adjusting it because it keeps falling off of his halfling head.
Guys, we're coming home
That sounds so sad.
because there's an awful lot waiting for us, and I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to be ready.
You have to be. I taught you enough.
I'm
I'll go
just-
through a couple more steps.
I'm just scared.
Scared is
And
good.
Thor-
Scared keeps you
Thor's
safe.
mind, he's thinking about the layout of where we're
One second, what'd you say, Laura? I didn't hear that.
Scared keeps you safe.
But what about everybody else?
Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared. But it helps you, keeps you safe. Because
can
you're not
keep
going to
you
go out there
alive.
and do something crazy. You're going to think before you strike. You're going to think before you get behind someone. You know, you're scared. So wait a minute, let me do this way. It keeps you safer.
It's wise. It's just,
But-
jitters before you get out there.
Absolutely. And everybody has them.
I
Everybody
know.
has them. So you'll be okay.
Well, Sashim, great
Remember,
talk.
remember our
fine.
talk.
Just go check on your father, make sure.
Yeah, I need to. I need
And
to make sure
maybe
he's
if
safe
you
and
need-
away.
Yeah.
Ember, you had something?
I'm sorry, I did want to say if I could ask Umbra to teach me a little bit of practice on my bow and arrow, because I do have some waiting at the city for me in case I run out of my spells. I have a bow and arrow. I
You're
want
not
to work
proficient with a bow and arrow. You're proficient with a crossbow.
with. Crossbow. Oh, teach me how to aim.
Okay.
You took 2 levels in fighter, so you are proficient in crossbow as well. You
Oh,
can
that's right. I
teach
was
her.
about to say I don't know anything about crossbow, but yeah, no, now I do.
Wow.
I just remembered.
Oh, yes, I am. I just remembered I could fight.
I actually don't have one.
Do you have have a crossbow on you?
I bought one.
Doesn't answer my question. Do you have it on you?
I don't actually have one.
I bought a Jeep too, but it's in the driveway. It's not currently with
You
me.
are dramatic. I don't remember if I have it on.
I'll say you have it. It's fine.
Okay.
Make a dexterity check.
Well, no, because I'm doing poops today. A dex check, Buggy.
A dexterity check, yes.
20.
20 total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will say, when you are shooting with the crossbow,
Okay.
remembering what Umbra taught you about how to aim and how to look for the weak spot in an enemy's armor, I will give you a +1 to the attack roll.
Thanks, babe.
Specifically when you're using a light crossbow.
Thank you.
There's a hand crossbow too, right?
There's a hand crossbow, there's a heavy crossbow. Specifically when you are using a light crossbow, I will give you a +1 to the attack. Just the attack, not the damage.
No worries.
Okay? I gotta balance this shit somehow. Okay. So as you break the cloud cover, and as you're coming north up the Lopa River and the manor house, you begin to see it in the distance. As you get closer to the manor house, you begin to see, obviously small from up here, but you see activity. You see a lot of hustle and bustle moving around. You can see all the boats and ships lined up behind the manor house that were parked there as sort of an exit strategy type thing. You see them all still there, and you see a lot of movement. Just New Laura, as everyone is focused on this activity,
Yes.
you're looking around, you can see the city, you can see like what would account for a skyline. And to the northwest, in the direction of the Mistmoors, you see what looks like a dark cloud. Slowly, but it's way too low for a cloud. But it's like this, just in the landscape of things. Time of day right now is maybe like dusk, so the sun is going down. And this is way too low for a cloud, but it is this black disk almost, way in the distance, slowly moving toward the city. Everyone can make a perception check. New Laura, you may do it with advantage because of your high passive.
Perception.
2 d20s, take the higher, and add your perception.
11.
19.
Cleric.
14.
1, 9.
So, New Laura,
We all failed. We're looking at
I'm staring at a fluffy cloud. I think it looks like a turtle.
I hope I don't disappoint.
you see that large black disc, maybe 60, 70 feet off the ground. Tough to gauge for sure from this distance because it is very far away from you. Below it, on the ground, you see from this distance what looks like insects.
A what?
It looks like, because they're so far away, they look like insects from here. And you see like dust being kicked up as whatever this mass is moving. And you see these little structures that look like it was that village that you saw in the Mistmoors when you went out to meet the werewolves.
Yeah.
And very briefly, as this mass moves toward that village, you see some lightning being shot from the village out toward the mass. You see little streaks of fire. You see little streaks of other arcane energy. And then the mass moves through the village, and you don't see anything else. And the mass of whatever this is moves through the village and just proceeds directly toward the city walls.
Oh, my hair stood up. Okay.
The airship begins to descend. As you're getting closer and closer now, that mass is still coming way out. It's still quite a ways away from the city, but it is coming. And in front of it, you can, now that it's closer, you can see a couple dozen people in front of this mass, sprinting toward the city walls.
They're underneath it.
The
in
mass
front of it.
Yeah.
whatever this is underneath this black disc.
Okay.
And then there's several dozen people way out in front of them, sprinting toward the city walls,
Okay.
hauling ass as far as they can.
And we don't have like the view of like what the mass is. It just looks like a large, like almost shadow underneath the disc.
Correct.
Okay.
With those perception checks, that's all you can see.
That's all we
is
can
just
see.
shadow and like dust from the
I'm
dirt.
assuming this cloud is protecting the insects or the insects are coming from this cloud.
I didn't
If
say
they
they
were,
were. I didn't say
if they
were,
are insects.
I didn't say. Yeah, I didn't say they were insects. I
Okay,
said from
if-
as far away.
Yeah,
They
it
look
looked
like
like it might
insects.
be some kind of insect. So I'm assuming that's part of it, because they're coming together.
Yeah.
Is maybe is that not a good assumption?
No, that's partly it.
Yeah. Okay.
But we don't know this yet. You have to tell us.
Okay.
You share.
Sorry, one
Say-
Share, that's fair.
You sure with the class?
Okay, I was just gonna say, when I see this, I'm the only one who sees this?
Yes. You can
Okay.
tell that the rest of your party has not noticed this.
Okay, I immediately turn around and I inform them all
Okay.
of what is happening, what I am watching, what I am seeing.
Okay. New Laura shares all of this information with all of you.
Opinions,
Can I go to the
opinions.
captain?
Yes.
Is there a way to speed up?
I'm already at top speed, and you can tell that he is trying to get you into the city as fast as he can. The airship is descending at almost like a 30-degree angle. He is just, instead of floating down, he is like trying to drive straight down.
Parasail down?
I don't know what the word I was looking for there, but he is, instead of just gliding, he is like power driving this directly into
Where's
the
this cloud in relations to the ship?
way
Yes,
out past the
that's a
city
good
walls.
question.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good question. I didn't ask that.
way out, miles.
I don't know if it's like this. We're trying
Yeah,
to
or is it
beat
but it's much, much further out than us.
Yeah.
They're there and we're
It's
way back.
out past the city walls to the
So we
west.
have time to get there
Yes.
and do something
Alright.
about this cloud.
Yes.
I think
Well,
I
we are.
found it.
I'm sorry. We are too far now to be able to do anything.
To that, yeah,
Yes.
way too far
Okay.
away. We're miles away from it.
Okay.
How long before we land?
Few minutes.
Okay.
I got it too, Laura.
Can we ask LaShonda to take one of her creatures, fly ahead, start telling our people down there to prepare, get somebody up on the watchtowers and be on the lookout? What is it?
I'd be more than willing to do that, but none of your people know me. They're gonna want to know who the hell I am.
Maybe New Laura on the broom.
I was just gonna
somebody
say,
else
what
go.
I can go on my broom.
Or we could send someone with one of the sending stones to just go ahead so we can talk to them.
To go scout what that is, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing was just to start warning
Alert.
people of White House.
Yeah.
Okay. White Bridge.
Ridge.
Okay.
White Castle.
Okay, so
Really?
Laura, you're gonna jump on the broom and go warn the city?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
please.
I'm torn now. I'm torn. Should I get closer to this cloud?
Is there anything
By
else?
yourself? I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
What if you take
That's too
Umbra?
dangerous.
She's light enough to go with you, right? Can the two of you guys go together?
On my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
If the two of you guys
Sure.
go together just to scout,
Right. I will.
but like take care, don't get too close, don't get within
Right.
spell
I mean,
range.
I that's my thing.
But
I
you
would
would
like to
do-
get closer to this mess.
Would you warn and then scout?
I think if we have somebody warning, that should be plenty. I would like to scout.
So what? Who else can ride one of the wyverns?
These are your three.
Can you get to the city?
I think I got it.
Comfortably.
Can you get on a wyvern,
Yeah,
go
I
to the
can
city,
find-
you guys go scout, and meet her back at the manor house, and we'll be there as soon as we can.
Okay,
That's
so that's
fine.
what's happening?
Yeah.
Am I on
to
her
warn
broom or
White
am I on a
Bridge.
wyvern?
Whatever you'd like to be, but I was assuming broom.
Tour.
But if you can ride a
Membership.
wyvern,
You can do either or, Umbra.
Yeah,
Whichever you
I'll,
want.
I think
later.
I'll ride on a wyvern. Yeah.
Okay. So, New Laura jumps on her broom,
Yes.
and you are heading out toward the mast.
So what's the mess
Okay.
with Umbra?
Yeah.
On
Umbra.
a wyvern.
Onto a wyvern, and you are pacing New Laura, and you're moving at top speed. You actually have to slow the wyvern up a little bit to keep pace with New. It can fly faster than the broom, so you actually have to like pull up on it a little bit so New Laura can maintain pace with you.
Yeah. I would like to approach in a way that is stealthy, i.e., maybe just you know how like skim treetops. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
like try to you know if I can adapt any cover. You know, just to do that. I mean, I don't need to be at the same height as the disc. I just want to get within range to see if we can get any more clarity.
Yes.
On detail
Yeah,
or
and
what's
a
on the
description
ground.
of what it is.
That's
Yeah.
easy enough. You can cut.
Yeah.
You can cut around to the side rather than going directly on it. That's easy
Yeah,
enough. That won't
and
require
just
any checks.
skirt the treetops so that
Okay.
if
Yeah.
something's coming in my way, I can dip down and
Sure.
I don't have to be up in the air.
You actually pull the wyvern up a few feet in front of New Laura and kind of signal like follow my lead.
Yeah.
And Nulara, now the wyvern takes the lead, and you're riding with the broom next to her as Umbra leads you
Excellent.
out toward this
Excellent
mass.
idea. Okay.
Before we get to that, Sashin, so you drop down on your wyvern, and you're heading into the city. Where are you headed specifically? You're riding due north up the Lopa River directly toward the manor house on this wyvern.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think, should I go to the mayor's house to start mourning, or do I go straight to where the garrisons are and start talking to the generals to get the money?
Your call.
I prefer to go to the generals right now.
Okay.
So they can start manning watchtowers, start getting some regiments up and running, at least ready. Get people who are outside of the gates, inside the gates.
Okay. Make a perception check. While you're rolling that, Umbra,
Yeah.
as you're getting closer and closer, you see those several dozen figures that were sprinting toward the city gates. They look like they were residents of the village. They're dressed like the people from the Mistmoors. Very simple clothes, simple tunics. And they are hauling ass toward the city walls. As you get closer, that black disc, and you can tell it is pure blackness. And any sunlight is not penetrating it. Underneath this, it encompasses this entire mass. It hovers over this entire mass of humanity. No sunlight is getting through it. They are completely in the shade. And the closer you get, you can just see Duergars, 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 ogres, orcs, hobgoblins, goblins. In the back, you see these large forms of hulking hill giants, scraping clubs along the ground. Pacing on the sides of these marching figures, you see figures on horses, figures on horseback. You see on chains, bears, wolves, wargs. And in the very, very back, you see maybe 24 humanoid figures, haggard, clothes ripped, in chains, in shackles, just marching behind them, being monitored by an ogre who just smacks them with this riding crop every so often, then they slow down. That you get and you turn back immediately, I'm assuming. Unless you got a plan you
No, as
want.
soon as we can make out any detail,
Absolutely.
we're gonna turn.
We needed to get that picture. We should.
I'd like a perception check from each of you.
I'm sure I'll get this information later from them, but what does a Duergar look like?
We'll get to that. 13? Okay.
21.
Hold your numbers. 21. Hold on to that. Okay, so as you are approaching the city, real quick, Sashim, it wasn't a hard DC. You're familiar with the layout of the guards right now, how they patrol, how they set up. So you kind of know what you're looking for, and you can see some activity at one of the little outposts in the lower city, close to the little camp that the refugees are being set up in the Mayoral Island, but just off the island, in the lower city proper, and you head right for that garrison. As you pull up, and there is Adric Orcsbane there, and he's just standing there, arms crossed, as he's overseeing some fortifications of what looks like it might be like a sniper post. Boy, Sashim, what's you got a new pet?
Long story. And sort of, kind of. I have to tell you something.
And as you begin telling him, you see he's like, oh shit,
Indeed. Shit.
it's begun. To arms, men! And he takes his men, and they are heading for the city gate.
Okay. I want to get back and
Okay.
see how the refugees are being taken care of.
Okay.
Are they being abandoned? Is there a little guard?
Okay, we'll get to that in 1 second.
Okay.
So, Nulara, Umbra. Perception check.
A natural 20.
Actual 20, so like 37. Like 21, perfect. As you're making the turn back to head back to the airship and rejoin your party, towards the front of this mass of Duergars, there is one on horseback. And you can see the Duergars, which I'll describe now because
Yes.
you asked.
Yes,
Duergars
and I
are dark dwarves. So their body type, they look very dwarvish. Smaller, compact, thick, but you notice all the skin is ashen gray. Sort of like a Goliath. Very dark gray, and all the hair that you're seeing, the beards, the ones that are letting their hair flow down, is all in grayscale. You're seeing a lot of black, a lot of gray, salt and pepper, and the skin is all very ashen gray. And most of them, you notice, are dressed barbarian-like. You're seeing a lot of pelts, you're seeing breastplates, you're seeing scale mail. But in the center, toward the front of this mass of Duergars, there is one on horseback that is in black plate armor. And the horse is just walking in the middle of all of this. And you see the armor has like spikes coming out of the shoulders. And this is the only Duergar that is wearing a helmet. He is wearing a thick black helmet with a long spike coming out of the center of it. And the Duergars are marching toward the city.
This person is in the front.
Toward the front, yes. Not in the front line.
In my mind, I'm thinking 300. 300 with Cersei and all. That's how I'm putting it in my mind.
New Laura, before you exited the airship, did you tell us about the black disc and stuff? I forget.
I think she did.
Yeah?
She did tell us. That's what
She said she turned around and shared all the information.
Right,
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
went to White Ridge.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
To Sashim very quickly. You haul ass back onto the Mayoral Island. And you can see, as you're getting there, the refugees are being led off the island. You see the Black Dragonborn, who knows Ember from a past life. Serena, with her arcane staff, is sort of ushering them. There was a hobgoblin family that had joined, that was part of the refugee family.
Yes.
You see the father has now been given armor, and he is now wearing scale mail, and he has a longsword. And he is sort of in the back, and they are shuffling them up onto the White Bridge, and they are turning left, which would be good to go into the upper city.
How far away are we at this point?
You are about landing. At this point,
Oh, okay,
the airship is starting to make its descent, and it is coming into what would constitute a helipad. Like
That's at the back of the island,
the back,
right?
the back of the mayor's house, the back of the mayoral estate.
Well, yeah.
There's like a patch of flat grass that he is now pulling into.
So essentially now we can see
Just
Sashim.
before you drop down below the mayor's house, you see Sashim's wyvern coming up on the bridge, and you're
Okay.
seeing the refugees begin to turn and head into the upper city.
So they're being evacuated
Yeah.
as we speak. So I feel a little better knowing that they're being taken care of and
Mhm.
everyone looks healthy. So I'm going to take my creature. I see the ship coming in, and I'll wait for everybody to come out.
Okay.
You know,
As you are making the turn and you see the airship drop down below the mayor's house, and you make the turn with your wyvern to rejoin your party, you hear, Sashim, wait! And you look up, and there's a little elf girl, part of the refugees, who's part of your training group, running towards your wyvern.
and she's not part of.
She broke away from the refugees,
Oh, no.
and she was running towards
Okay,
you.
so I see this and I turn immediately
Uh-huh.
and come close to her.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still in the air, so I'm going to drop a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll say, get back to the where everybody else.
She runs right up to you, and she hands out this, for lack of a better word, origami.
Okay.
And she goes, Mockingbird. And she runs and rejoins the...
Does she rejoin?
She turns
Okay,
immediately
okay.
and runs back to the refugees. And she hands you what would constitute an origami mockingbird.
And that's your code word or something, right?
Yep, that was the code word you gave the refugees. When shit goes down, mockingbird.
But we have pickles.
What do you want to do? Do you want to do Blue Jay? Is that what you want to do?
I'm just breaking tension. Sorry.
How about Cardinal?
Okay.
I'm just
So I'm taking the
adding levity to the
mockingbird,
situation.
put it in here,
Okay.
you know. Okay, they're aware of it. I don't want to interfere because it looks like they're doing it orderly and everybody is good. So I'm gonna come back up, go where the ship is, and,
Okay.
wait for my crew to come out.
Just as the airship lands, you see coming around the side Sashim on her wyvern, and she rejoins you. Just as New Laura and Ember, I'll keep doing that all freaking day. Just as New Laura and Umbra,
Okay.
as you're making your descent back, you see the airship lands, and you see Sashim turning and rejoining the group. All 6 of you are together once again.
That's important.
As we are just coming in and these guys are out scouting, I want to have a conversation with these guys.
Okay.
And I want to say, like, okay, we need more than what we have right now. All we have is a couple healing potions. We need to go and see what we can get from the stores and give me as much money as I can grab, and I need to go and buy health potions, poison, fire breath, whatever the hell, and we gotta get geared up.
Do you think they still even have it left? Like,
I don't know.
They were making things like crazy right before we left, and we
Hopefully
don't know.
Rowena has something for us.
Or, we just go in and raid it.
At this
Whatever.
point.
I mean, if it's empty and she's not
Dump
there.
my freaking jewels and run.
Yeah.
This is too important not to have.
I mean, we've got
Are they in a point?
tens of
Are
thousands
they
in
in a point of
gems.
panic?
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
riots in the streets? Are people being evacuated? Shelter in place? What are they doing?
Panic and riots, not so much, but there's a lot of movement. People are seeking shelter.
Okay.
People are running towards guard outposts. People are taking cover wherever they can. Excuse me.
So
Okay.
before we landed, I wanted to say my plan was to go to the stores and empty them out
Okay.
and
Not a bad
see how much
idea.
we can buy at that moment. And I think that my best place to be is somewhere up high scouting, sniping from a tower.
So, first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna find my father and,
And
make
I
sure he's
think
okay.
that that's big, is that we're separating at this point.
But
Oops.
in the heat of battle, I mean, they're looking for you, Tor, and we can't have you seen. We can't have you taken. I want to make you invisible.
Whoa!
Can it be done?
Wow, that's so cool.
At
can't
least
be done.
for an hour. No, it's less than an hour.
How long is
Is it
it?
a minute?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Jeez.
crapola.
save all your spell slots.
Just when
keep
I'm
doing
about
it.
to get pounced on, then you put me.
Also, I mean, this hit me. I thought I could set up Liamon's tiny hut. As long as I keep up concentration, nothing could penetrate it, nothing could get in, and I could say only friendly creatures or people that I consider friends in and out.
Okay.
And you could take turns, fire, 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 go back, fire, 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 go back, fire, 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 go back.
A rally point. I like that.
A rally point.
and
Where
I just
do
need to
we-
hold up the concentration.
Do we know a spot, or do you know a spot within the city that would be a good place to do it? Because I think it needs to be almost like at the end of something.
My thought was to kind of keep it on like a flank side, because once, like, let's say things are going down and now I have to break concentration and I need to use lightning bolt, I can get it from a flank and maybe get a whole line of people.
Do you think you
Got it,
know
me
of a
too.
place that's a flank side, which I think is great, but maybe is also on higher ground?
Are you looking to do this as part of like
Yeah, like on the
the
bridge.
defensive line? Or are you looking at this as like a last resort type strategy?
I think to start it as a defensive line, so they could fire, we could try to get as many people off as we can.
Okay.
And then if Ish goes down, break the concentration and try to get flanking side.
What about
Okay.
like on the bridge itself? So it's narrow, people have to come to
And
us?
it's inside the line. It's inside the city though. Like, that's what worries me. Like, it would
That's
be a
why I
surprise.
asked. That's why I asked. Are you looking for front line or are you looking for last resort? Last
Got
resort
it.
would be the bridge. If you're looking for front line, probably however many feet you want inside the gate. Like, if they break through the gate, that would be the first thing they would deal with, as it's a narrow choke point coming through the actual gate.
Behind the
Okay.
city is the water. We have
The water runs through the center of the city.
I'm sorry, I forget how the city
It
map
divides the
looks
city
like.
in two. There's the upper and the lower. The river runs right through the center.
And where are they coming from? Are they coming from this side?
They're coming
or
from the west, which means if they break through the gate, they're going to break into the lower city.
Okay, so
Lower
at
cities.
the last resort, we go through we go over the bridge to hit back up in the upper city. Or am I wrong on this?
You're not wrong in it. It's just expelling that many spell slots to then break the concentration, move back, put it up. Then I burn those.
No, I think it's a good
possible
idea to
spells.
stay where we are. You don't want to stay
Oh no, I do.
behind the
I
city
just-
wall?
No, I thought we were retreating. Oh, okay, we can do that.
only if we have to. If we can stay right behind the main city gate and make our stance right there.
And then if things really go down, they're looking for him. Let's cast invisibility.
At that point.
It lasts for a minute, and just tell them to run.
And I'll tell you this, I have my wall of fire. If that wall breaks right there in that central point, I put my wall of fire up, and anybody who has to come through eats it, but I can keep us safe on the other side. No one will get hurt.
I'd like to tell Tor, if that happens, and we put invisibility, and then the spell expires, I want to tell him where to retreat, where the refugees are.
Okay.
Because I know where they're going.
Where
That's
the
easy enough.
refugees are?
Or out of town, because I thought he was like booking it out of town at
I
that
was
point.
thinking the sewer, our secret sewer hiding place.
Which
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
the refugees are heading into the upper city, and that's how you get to your hiding place, is in the upper city.
So we'll still be by them and can protect them, but if we need to go someplace that literally no one knows about
The
and nobody can
sewers.
be interrogated.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Yeah.
I will tell Tor, follow
That's a
the
good idea.
refugees.
Yeah, not our house, but the old
The
hiding
sewer.
place.
And where is
all
the
fit in
entrance
there,
to the
but
sewer, lower or upper city?
Upper city.
Go to the
I think he
sewers.
said
That's
sewers.
that's when we're getting close to despair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
like
think
last
that's a
resort.
good
Yeah.
plan.
Get to the
So
sewers.
put up Leomin's tiny hut right outside.
Right outside.
Of the wall. You guys could take turns, fire, or whatever you need to do, and then
Right.
get back in.
We're gonna have to tell
Sorry,
the
clarify for me. You're
Yes.
putting it at inside the farthest outer wall, like lower city, that wall right there. You're putting it just inside.
Yes.
Okay, just inside that gate, but before the bridge. Okay.
Right.
Are there watchtowers on these walls?
Yes.
So there will be army people there,
Yes.
armed.
Yes.
So they gotta start doing that. The ship that we just landed on, it's further back, but it's
It's back.
inside the city walls. We should set it back a little bit further, just in case whatever this black cloud is, it doesn't do damage to the ship.
There's really no. It's kind
Or
of.
is it like a Hindenburg?
Yeah, it's kind of as far as it can go. It's kind of in the safest spot that it could
Okay.
be right
All
now.
right.
And it's got to be on land if it's not doing
I'm just
anything. It
checking to
can't
make
be up in
sure
the
where
air.
we are because this is a
Stone.
defensive fight. It's not an offensive fight.
We can be
We're
offensive.
there.
It could be. I mean, some of you might want to decide to be offensive.
If the two of you want to run out there with your axes swinging, that's up to you guys. If you guys want to meet them on the battlefield.
Okay, at this point, if we haven't already done it, I'm assuming you, Laura, and I are noodling everybody else.
Yeah, I think
Right.
we've
to,
all.
like, what we saw and
Yes.
the extreme nature of everything coming at us.
It's
Okay.
like mere
Now that
numbers.
everybody understands the numbers and
numbers.
how truly,
So it's very
that
important
these are
right now.
seasons,
Strategies. Now, I don't think we should be offensive. I think we should be defensive.
And I think it's
Then
super
go out there because there's numbers. Let's do what we can do defensively. Tor said, let's start reinforcements, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
With boulders, whatever we can do right now to stem this before it gets
How
to
long
us.
till the?
Then we do the,
And
I don't think we
it's
should get out there.
Super important to keep New Lara safe because you can cast, come back in. Cast, come back in. You cannot go down.
Yeah, you can't go down. On the other hand, I do think that when we attack, which we're inevitably going to be doing,
Yeah.
I want to attack strategically, and I think that means
Absolutely.
going after of those creatures the ones that can do the most damage.
Absolutely.
Which means I'm sniping at the hill giants, and I'm going after that main
The one
ugly
on the
guy.
horse.
Yeah.
Can
smallest
we
one.
do something like this? So this is what I'm imagining.
Okay.
We're gonna set the hut up inside the wall, on the ground level. I gotta be up higher. Can me and her who snipe, can me and Umbra who snipe, stay up on the wall? And if we have to, I can fly us down, or you can fly me down on the wyvern.
Yeah.
So me and you snipe out. We can tell you guys, okay, put up the hut, make him invisible, we're coming down. Boom. And then we're on the floor if they get through
He's
that
invisible
wall.
last resort though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like, okay guys, they're crashing in. Let's get down.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then concentration on the hut goes down. Lightning bolt, wall of fire.
Wall of fire, keep that wall up, and then get out.
Yeah.
Get out while that
Final
wall is there.
rallying point being the sewer if we all get
Right.
separated or
Yeah.
lost or whatever.
Okay.
The only
Or
problem
about
with the
that
hut
sewer.
is that it only stays up as long as I am in it. So
Yeah.
I am technically out. I am basically protection.
You're
I'm out.
You're inside it.
I'm inside. I cannot leave.
Yeah, which is
Can-
good
and you
because
can't
wanna
cast
save all
from
your
it,
stuff
right?
For last resort anyway, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you cast from it?
No, but you can step in right outside the door, cast, and go right back in.
I don't
No.
think so.
No?
She cannot pass through it, or it drops.
Really?
Yes.
So then we need to know where we're going to be. Who's going to be where, what I'm going to be doing. Who should I be with?
I would say she's the rally point. Stay at the rally point then.
With Zariel?
Sariel. Is that right?
Which is why we
She
need to
should have
go
a
raid
bodyguard or
potions
someone
because
with
we're all
you,
going to be
right?
separated. Then
That's why I was asking. I
Count on
mean, you
her
all
for
know
healing.
what you're going to be doing.
Right,
And
well,
All right. So time is of the essence. Let's go
Yes.
to potions. And are we all going to go together? Sariel, are you checking on your father? Are you going to check on the kids?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Sashim. Can you please fly me to my father's manor?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go
As a-
potions. You want to come with me?
I do, but I just have a quick question. As a fighter, I'm proficient in shields now. Is there a shield a halfling can use?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, then I need to go by the armory and see
You
if I can
can't
get
use a shield and a bow.
If at any point, I can put the shield on my back, right?
Absolutely.
So if at any point, if I am on the ground attacking with my katana, I can put my shield up.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I need a shield.
Creatures and objects within the dome, when you cast the spell, can move through it freely. Does that mean that I need to have them all with me when I cast it so that then they can move?
The creatures and objects within the dome when you cast the spell can move through it freely. Yeah.
So they have to be with me when I cast so that the hut knows to keep it, that
Yes.
they can come back in.
They have to be with you, and they have to be inside of it when it first appears, or
Okay.
else they will not be able to enter.
I'm going to noodles that information to them. So
Okay.
I want you guys with me when I cast, and then you can move.
All right. So we're separating right now. We're getting some spells. You guys are going to your dad's. Where are you going? You coming with us for slots, or are you going to go with them? But I think they're flying.
I'm gonna stay in town probably to help fortify.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
They need his boot strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so around the table, I want to know what everyone's doing.
I'm taking Sariel to my father's. I'm
Fathers,
flying.
You're staying.
I'm helping fortify.
Okay, so you're heading to the gates.
Yes.
Okay.
potions, potions and armory.
Okay.
I'm
And you,
with,
all three of you?
I will go with her. Yeah, healing potions.
Okay.
And then before we all separate, who's taking the sending stone? We have 2 sending stones. Who's taking
I
them?
already have one.
Okay. Are we leaving them that way? You're gonna keep one. I'm gonna keep one.
I'm sorry, what kind of stones?
The conversation stone. I can send her one
okay.
message. She
All
can
right.
send it back. But it's
Gotcha.
an emergency situation.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, we should keep.
And
have one.
I think we just tell everybody, or I tell everybody, okay, this is the point where I'm casting the hut. I'm meeting you all here in like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, that's the point.
Okay. I'm gonna be up on the battlements though with.
And you want to
Then you
cast
keep
it
the
as like
stone
part
so
of the
that
front
if you
line.
see
I
it
want
in
to
a
cast
base
it
stone,
also
you can tell
as a
them.
player question. I want to cast it as a ritual so I don't have to burn a spell slot.
Does it have the ritual tag?
Yes.
Then you can do that.
Okay.
It takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes plus the casting time.
Okay.
Look at you!
I love the thing.
Damn!
That was so
She's
awesome.
pink.
Casting time 1 minute, so it'll take 11 minutes as a ritual.
Okay.
And you're going to do it right inside the city gate?
Mm-hmm.
How far back from the gate?
Help me out.
I would say you would know not to go further than 80, because I think the shortest long-range weapon you have... Oh, wait, do you have a longbow or a short bow?
Oh, yeah, I want a longbow too.
You would know not to go more than
Nicholas.
100
Oh, wait a minute. I
Jeez.
think I want this.
Make a shopping list.
80 feet.
80 feet?
80
Okay,
feet.
so you're 80 feet inside the city gate is where he's going to go.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep the interaction with my dad short so I can go there, start
Okay.
getting there, and get before the final.
Okay.
Everybody's there.
I was planning on buying all
The airship lands.
that.
So Sariel, you jump on the Wyvern, and Sariel, you head into the upper city. How are the three of you getting there?
Can they take me on the broom or the wyvern?
She can
One or
come
the
on my
other.
wyvern.
Okay.
you
And
can
I'll
fly
follow
me.
on my. I'll follow on my broom.
Okay.
I'm not wasting my wings until I have to.
No.
And Tor begins hauling ass toward the gates.
Yep.
But I think that's a good. We'll take a quick 5-10 minute pee break.
Oh, okay, cool.
Why carry around the books when you can take just a few cards to your games? The Deck of Many makes easy-to-use and easy-to-transport quick reference cards for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, containing information on monsters, weapons, conditions, NPCs, spells, and even a deck of many things. Go visit deckofmany.com and pre-order your set of animated spell cards today.